Welcome. This is the Between Brothers podcast, where we bring you real talk, authentic takes, and laughs on sports, pop culture, and life. Live. Big brother, the Chancellor of Charisma. Zero is here with me, the Duke of Debonairness. Lando in the building. Zero. How's your week been, man? Catch us up.
It's been all right. Yesterday, yesterday I had some BS slightly, but it's like it is what it is. So I get some. So I ordered some groceries from Walmart, and I told you about my last turntable, how it basically burst into flame. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to get a new one. It's like, kids been asking to listen to the records. Let's go ahead and get a new one, right? So I added to the order. Not even 5 minutes into the order, I got a message from the person from the shopper saying they don't have any turntables or they don't have any record players. So I'm like, they don't have any? They were like, no, they don't have any. I said, okay. So they they bring me my stuff or whatever. Yeah, so they bring me my stuff or whatever. And and what's it called? So then I'm like, I get some headphones too, some earbuds. And the right ear doesn't work. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the what's it called? Let me head to the Walmart. Take care of this. I head there. Yeah, I head there and then I go to electronics and they're fully stocked with turntables.
Bro didn't know what a record player was.
So because I was like,
Why
I'm
didn't
a,
they just ask?
here's what I think. You know what I think it is? I think that they didn't want to get it. So they said that they didn't have any.
You're getting paid to pick up stuff. What do you mean you don't want to get it? I,
'Cause-
I think it's more that they didn't know what to get because that doesn't make sense.
no, because they said no, because they said because it wasn't like when they messaged me, they said I don't see it. They said I don't see it. They didn't say like I can't locate it. They just said they didn't have any. Like there was nothing available. So that's why I asked the question. So there aren't any turntables? There aren't any record players? And they said no, there aren't any at all. Because one thing I always do, I go to Walmart. When I go to Walmart, I'm like I go to the record players and they're always stocked. So you mean to tell me, and this was early morning. It's like they didn't make any sort of sense. Why you it's like if you because of course I can't prove that they didn't or no. I know on the website whenever they say they have something in stock, it actually is in stock, and that's what it said on the website. So it was like it just sounded to me like you just didn't want to get it because late, even like late at night, if I got to go pick something up and it's like I go to see if there's like any other records that I haven't seen before that I would like to get, I would go over there and they are fully stocked with record players. You mean to tell me they're fully stocked at the end of the night, but not first thing in the morning? It's like it's in electronics. There's nowhere else you can go to look for them. It's like 5 minutes into the order, you hadn't picked anything up, and then all of a sudden you just don't. It's like all of a sudden they say you don't got, they don't have any of them, but you made sure to get headphones that are in the same section. Okay, all right.
Report his ass.
But we got to listen to music, and basically that was it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So my week was my week was all right. Had to just well, I finished the foundation work. I got to get some stones and some um to fill the gaps for the walkway, but it's pretty much done, at least to the fence. So I'm gonna rebuild the fence gate next week. Um, and taught taught Lollipop how to cook curry goat. So it came out a little salty, but that's on me because I was pretty much when I was guiding her, I didn't pay enough attention to how much salt she put in. But yeah, let that thing slow cook for 8 hours. Then came out full of tenderness and flavor. So so we had that for dinner tonight. She made some mac and cheese, which she pissed me off because she was like she forgot it was in the oven, so it ended up being overcooked. And we made cabbage with it as well. So yeah, it was a good dinner tonight. Got some leftovers for lunch. Um, so that'll be fun to have. Um, but yeah, we went to church this morning. I guess they had like a Halloween thing. So Duchess is like, I found it weird that, church should be technically against Halloween, celebration of Halloween, yet, the church finds ways to like put it into their thing. And so they said, like, hey, don't do no scary costumes. First costume I see when I walk up in there is some girl dressed like in all black with like not necessarily demonic, but I guess kind of like Wednesday Adams, but probably more. I don't know. It wasn't Wednesday Adams. It was more like
Like
like a
Friday afternoon.
no. Friday the 13th probably, but
Friday, Friday
it
Eve.
was it was it was it was a Halloween costume. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like one of those fun things. It was like, you ain't wearing that in no other occasion but Halloween. Like this ain't nothing you go pulling up on freaking Comic Con or some kind of anime con with that on or something like that. This is like a true Halloween. You ain't wearing it no like witchcraft type stuff. I'm like, yo, they should have put her out the church. But then we played. So the funniest thing happened today. So I had to punish my babies, the two youngest ones. So Mason, Cocoa Puff, Cocoa Puff got this game called Pop the Pig. So I told them, so they were missing one of the pieces to it. So I was like, go find the piece. So they were like, oh, we can't find it. Lollipop goes in there and she was like, y'all ain't looking for it, y'all playing with it. So I was like, so I'm pissed off. But I'm not like, I'm like, all right. So then Coco Bell comes to me and she's like, we looked everywhere. I said, okay, if I go in there and find it, I'm whooping both of y'all.
Yeah. The familiar thing.
So I go in there. It wasn't easy to find.
Mm.
It wasn't easy to find. But I asked them if they looked underneath this specific chair. They said yes. I look, plain sight. So I was like, I told you I was going to whoop y'all. So I said either 4 lashes because the thing had a number 4 on it.
Mm.
So I said you either get 4 lashes or 40 push-ups. The both of them say 40 push-ups. So Lollipop like starts laughing. It's like, y'all sure y'all want to do 40 push-ups? Cocoa Puff starts laughing. I said, oh, you think this punishment thing's a game. You getting 4 lashes.
Oh damn. You said you get both. Did you think it's funny?
No,
You get a
so
lash in between every 10.
so I popped her on her hand 4 times. She's crying and stuff like that hysterically because I don't really hit any of the kids, but I definitely haven't. It's probably like the 3rd time I ever hit Cocoa Puff.
Mm.
So like, no, actually, I shouldn't say I don't hit any of the kids. I definitely have touched Link up a time or two. Um, but now that he's 18, it just feels weird. So it's just like now the last time I disciplined him, I don't know if I had said this on the podcast, but he was supposed to take the trash to the curb. And he didn't take the trash to the curb, even though I heard Lollipop say, Daddy told you, wants you to get up so you can take the trash to the curb. And so I guess he decided to ignore it. I pull
When you
up,
flip the bed.
I pull up, the trash people are on the block. Guess who got the only trash can not on the block?
Oh Jesus.
And I go in there, he still sleep, flip the whole bed over.
Yo, the dude that was looking for a cell phone. Where's my cell phone? Why
Bruh,
would you do that?
with him in it. And I just want y'all to understand, Link is about 190 pounds. That's the whole thing over.
Yeah. I know that dude. Start looking around for everything.
Bruh, didn't know what was going on. So, but I digress. So I gave her 4 pops on the hand. So like I was like, give me your hand. So she put it on the bench, I guess like cushion it. And I was like, nah, you gonna feel this. So she's crying, screaming down the place. I'm like, Cocoa Puff, it's not that serious. I didn't even hit you that hard. And after like a minute, she's like, stop crying. And I was like, you good now? And she's like, yeah. I said, so what did we learn? And she's like, um, she apologized to me. And I was like, what did we learn? And she was like, oh, when you say to do something, it's not playtime, it's time to do it. And keep all of our stuff together, all our toys together, this and the other. Okay. Mace is still doing his push-ups. I'm sorry. It's so funny. I tell them, if I tell you to do push-ups, I better hear you counting because you're gonna start all over again. So he's not counting, but he's supposedly on 32. He just push-ups. He's like 32.
You lying. He won't making them faces.
Tell you, I was dying.
He wasn't making those faces.
Yeah.
He was not making those faces. I rebuke that. He was not making those faces.
That's just so mad.
You are a liar. He was not faces.
She was so mad because he was screaming. And she said, watch TV. And he's doing it right in front of the bedroom. So she got pissed off. And she hearing this kid scream over some push-ups. And I was like, I don't know what. I would have took the phone. in a heartbeat. 40 push-ups. Oh man. That joint, I was like, yo, that joint was the funniest punishment I ever experienced in my life.
Saturday time. Yo, was that dude about to do a haka?
Dude was suffering, yo. And his sisters is over here talking about, man, he said he got a six-pack. All he do is work out on 40 push-ups and testing his spirit. Oh, man. I told these kids, I said, I'm not hating y'all no more. I'm gonna make y'all do exercise, yo. I was like, and don't let me do it with you. Gonna be like, oh, if I gotta tell you, you gotta keep my pace, my. Keep my space, keep my pace, or you get whooped. Oh man. But yeah, that was my week. Laughing at my kids get punished.
My week was laughing at my kids.
I didn't laugh at Coco Puff, but she was like crying. I'm like, yeah, all right, Joe, relax. You good? After about like a minute or two, I was like, you good? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, I'm sorry, Daddy, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, what do we learn? Yeah, all right, bet. Yeah, but yeah, so that was my week. All right, let's get to these topics.
Saturday time.
Snot, tears, drool.
Yo, when he got the 40, I still would get him the 4 lashes.
yo, you know, I was so close to dude.
Swinging his arms.
No, give me 4 more.
Or get these 4 lashes.
4 more of these 4 lashes.
How come I get double the punishment? Like, you should have kept your composure instead of drooling all over my floor.
So
Okay.
from now on, y'all think I'm playing? I ain't gotta give y'all licks no more. You gonna be suffering. Y'all about to be doing these push-ups and these squats. Here, this 45-pound kettlebell.
45-pound kettlebell to make him do a wall sit.
Oh, no.
The wall sit with a 45 in your hands.
Mm,
And if you try to rest it on your leg, you got to start over.
mm.
Yo, that's cruel and unusual.
Shoot. I remember one time he was running around, he wouldn't sit down. Mother kept telling him, sit down, sit down, sit down. He wouldn't sit down. Freaking ends up breaking like 3 glasses because he tripped over somebody's shoe. I said, oh, you didn't want to learn how to sit down? Now I'm gonna make you sit down. So I had him sit outside. I said, for every glass you broke, that's 1 minute. Squat hold. No, you ain't got no wall to rest on. Wall squats are difficult, don't get me wrong. But he had nah. You ain't got no wall to put your back on. Air. That's your stabilizer. That's your stabilizer. Bro, after about 30 seconds, bro was like, it burns. Yeah, and you still got 2.5 minutes. They were like, yo, why did you do that to him? His mother told him 9 times to sit down. So yeah. No, so then after that, guess what he wanted to do? And guess what he did for the rest of the day?
Got his ass down. I
but
gotta
yeah,
put you through the ringer for you to listen. All
bro.
right,
All right, cool.
that's fine
All
by
right,
me.
look, I'm trying to not be the corporal punishment guy and get the belt to everybody anymore. I'm too, you know what I'm saying? I'm too big for that now. You know what I'm saying? Look crazy, bro. If I, you got somebody my size taking a belt to the kid. It's all right. You gotta do these push-ups. But let's get to these topics. So the NBA, big story coming out of the NBA. The gambling scandal to where Chauncey Billups apparently from how it this ain't the story, but this is the story. Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier got together. They created special glasses and a table to see what guys got in their hand.
What type of James Bond shit is this?
That's how it sounds. I'm like, what
Yo.
in the this dude James Bond the third?
James Bond bloodlines.
He get his name from his Uncle James, his great Uncle James. Why is he Junior? Uncle.
He should be the second. What is wrong with these things?
Oh man. Oh man.
The X-ray tables. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Bruh, I'm like, yo. And so the news that dropped was it was NBA players that were involved in this thing. But like, and then and then there were mafia bosses. So a lot of people started pointing out, like, okay, why the NBA's players' faces all over this thing and not the mob guys? Because you think they put pictures of everybody up here. But yeah, I was like, there's no way Chauncey Billups, which I'm surprised they haven't fired him yet, because I don't think he's officially been fired. But like, I was like, okay, because of a poker game, because I've been hearing things like, for some reason, and I don't know what I've been hearing from the news reports that it's a poker game, but I've been hearing from social media that Chauncey was like rigging a whole bunch of stuff. It wasn't just poker games; it was like sports gambling as well. And I'm like, well, the FBI is only talking about this illegal poker game and stuff like that. So I don't know how did this correlate to, like, because like
The internet wants to make it a Rico.
yeah, because they were like saying these things about like how certain players were playing well, and then he would take them out and like clutch points of the game and things of that nature. And then it's just like, but like the like NBA teams have been doing that. Like if there's a guy they want to like build up to trade, they'll put him in and get him minutes so he looks real good and give him the greenest light in America, and then so they can get a better deal for him. So I'm like, I don't like that's not in you. Like for me as an NBA, you know, former diehard anyways. Like that's not nothing like that's kind of like normal. You put a guy in, you get him minutes because he's eventually going to be trade bait to ship him off somewhere. But now I guess with the sports game or with the gambling aspect of it, now it seems like suspicious. Especially I don't think the guy, forget who the player was they were talking about specifically, but he was never dealt. So it's just like, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a deal. You're just priming them to get a deal. So, and then Terry Rozier pretty much did what Michael Porter Jr. said. Like it'll be easy to do. Like tell all your boys, hey, put bread down on my unders because I ain't gonna play, the full game, and then either fake an injury or if you're already hurt, is like, oh, you could just kind of like play like you re-aggravated it or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, and sit out for the rest of the game or whatever. Because you can, as far as like betting is concerned, as a player, you can control your unders better than your overs. Because the overs are like you got to be able to make those shots or get those rebounds or things of that nature. The unders is real easy to predict because it's like, okay, I can just pull out the game. But what are your thoughts about this whole story? Mastermind Chauncey Billups.
You can mastermind a poker scandal, but you can't get your team to win game. All right, so
Well, apparently he's masterminding that too. He like, nah, like we ain't gonna win.
yeah, so
You would think that making five because they were pretty much the Eagles of the NBA, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals every year, not winning championships except one, which I don't think the Eagles ever won with under the Andy Reid regime. But yeah, like and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals every year and not winning. So you think he'd be able to at least put something together with that?
yeah, so I just saw this guy. It says an article in the New York Post says ex Gambino enforcer says Chauncey could have been blackmailed by the mob to do this. Basically, like he theorized that it was like he was trying to figure this shit out, like to do the poker games and stuff, and then he asked the mob for help, and now it's like continue doing the shit or else. Like this was the quote. He said, an ex-enforcer for the Gambino crime family thinks the mafia could have something on Chauncey Billups, and the NBA coach may be as much of a victim as the gamblers he fleeced. Quote, for them to do this, they probably knew something and asked him for a favor. He's got a wife he's cheating on. They caught him sniffing coke or whatever. They got him somehow. Um, he says there is no public evidence to suggest he's engaged in these behaviors, but he said he could have asked the mob for help and then found himself over his head. So either they're blackmailing him or he asked them for a favor in the past and they slowly use him and then they pull his neck, they choke him a little and tell him to do this or else. So he thinks that he might have been doing whatever. Then he asked them for help to organize this stuff, and now he feels like he might be getting blackmailed.
Bruh, first of all, like I didn't know the mafia still had that much influence. This is a guy who made millions of dollars as an NBA player. Like what I just don't understand how you could I heard somebody say your your talent can take you and your character can't keep you where your character can't keep you.
Mm.
And it reminds me a lot of these guys. Like I don't know what Chauncey Billups made throughout his career, but he's made a lot. He's made enough money to where he shouldn't have to do this. And more people need to take from the Kevin Hart playbook. You remember Kevin Hart got caught cheating on his now wife, and the chick was like, "Yo, I need 10 million." He was like, "Man, I'm just gonna confess." Like the coochie ain't worth 10 million, dog. I'd pay less in child support.
Yeah.
It's like I have more. I'd pay less in counseling and therapy than it would cost to pay you off. Why
Yeah.
would I do this? Nah, you price yourself out. Confession it is. If I'm gonna tell it, then I gotta tell it all. Like Chauncey, whatever they had on you, unless Chauncey like murdered a person, they caught dude dumping a body. I can't imagine.
Look, when they got X-ray tables and X-ray specs, I believe he
Bro,
shot somebody.
specs,
X-ray specs
specs.
with Bluetooth enhancement. He got this dude. Nah, if he got that, he got sharks with fucking laser beams attached to
Oh,
their
yo,
heads.
Doctor Evil, bro. Doctor Evil,
He
man.
said, all I have is one request, and that's to have sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. That's, that's exactly what the problem is. Yo, he was asking for too much. He's like, oh, you want these sharks? You gonna continue doing this shit.
Like, bruh, dude, like you said, dude, James Bond, he had Q on the payroll, making him all kinds of stuff. And then if you could make X-ray spectacles,
yo, yo,
you
X-ray
got
specs.
with the
He's like,
table to match.
yo, who thought that that shit was real? He's like,
You had
yo, he in the back, he in the back like Iron Man. He was like, he put up thermal imaging.
bruh, you could have just sold that to a casino and made bank and dip off. You
yo,
ain't had to get
yo,
involved with the
yo,
mafia.
he's the rare hunter from Yu-Gi-Oh. He's like he's like, with the special thing he put on his cards and these X-rays,
Oh, the X-ray,
X-ray contact lens.
the X-ray contact, bro, the X-ray spectacles with a table to match. And then he's like, yeah, I need you guys to get this off the ground. And he's like, yeah, and I can't do a good Italian accent, so I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll help you out. What about this body you dumped though? If you don't want this to get out, if you don't want this to get out,
Yo, hold on. Here's my thing. It's like, why you need their help to get you off the ground, or to help your operation get off the ground, when you got X-ray specs with the table to match?
bruh, you got with the matching
You
table. That's what
already
I'm
ahead
saying.
of the game.
You already ahead of the game. And if you got that much technology, the last thing you should be worried about is a car bomb. You got the X-ray spectacles.
Fucking carbon.
This is, man, this is, did I just see somebody under my car?
Yo, somebody in the background. Yo, he's using the specs. He's using the specs. Get out of there.
bruh, like,
And
okay,
thermal imaging.
they hit you with they hit you with at the game, man. You can't get an oil change. You get an oil change, just boom.
Yo, yo, to be less suspicious, he got a X-ray monocle.
That is the most suspicious thing of all time. Monocle. Bro, Charles Bills act like he was is the roaring
Mr.
20s.
Peanut ass nigga.
The roaring 20s. Like, what?
Running this shit
What?
like prohibition.
Bro, Chauncey Billups at the game. What the monocle on? He was looking at him like,
Looking at a pocket watch.
oh man.
He said, I don't
He
think you
definitely
understand
up
how
to
rich I really am.
he definitely up to no good. You got a monocle on. You definitely up to no good, man.
It's like, yo, like Bender from what's it called? From Futurama. It's like, I don't think you understand how rich Fry really is. I'll explain by putting on this monocle.
Bro out here, people looking at him on the bench like, why is like great Gatsby? Come on, dude.
That's
You
why their
like you
team ain't
said,
winning. They're distracted by they're distracted by the outfits.
that dude and Terry Rozier, he like, look, dog, hey, I ain't playing tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out early.
Yo, yo, I don't know if you saw it, but I shared a low light to Terry Rozier right after right after they put him on the he was one of the people arrested. this dude, yo, this dude blatantly turning the ball over, airballing layups, and they got that dog with the side eye.
Scary Terry, man. Scary Terry. You know that is, he's scary now. He got locked up. They won't let him out.
They better hope that they get the same thing like Malik Beasley. It's like he got off.
Yo, I've never seen. And then I'm like, bruh, we got we the FBI really does. Like, I think they did all this because Chauncey Billups created a technology that will
They want to get their hands on it.
that will finally reveal the Epstein files. Next topic.
Yo, somebody said that shit. It was like they got an NBA. The FBI could arrest NBA players, but they can't release the Epstein files.
Bruh. And it's the same director that was like, yeah, we got him. And it's like, oh, all of a sudden they vanished. So we
Wait, isn't that
need
the same? Isn't that still the same guy that talked about he'll meet you in Valhalla?
Oh yeah, that dude is weird, man. That dude, and he just even just the way he looks, it's just like he looks suspicious. He looks like he
He looked
shouldn't
like he
be.
wear a monocle.
Bro, I've seen pictures of him. I'm like, he looked like he's up to no good. How is he the FBI director? Oh, he definitely a cover-up guy. He definitely covered some stuff
He
up.
gonna cover something up, and if it fails, he looks like the fall guy.
He looks like a fall guy.
He's like,
He
well, but wait, my monocle. Oh. That's how he's gonna laugh when he enters Valhalla. He's like, oh.
bro pull up and said, I will see you in Valhalla. Bruh, he's a Christian. Like, he was a Christian. That's not what they do.
Nah, you know what? Right when what's his name was killed, he was watching Thor: Love and Thunder.
That was such a horrible movie.
I know.
Good Lord. That was so bad.
Oh
So bad. Anyways, yeah, so maybe they just needed the technology so they can actually see what's in these Epstein files. Because if they can see through cars, they can see through paperwork, right?
yeah.
This don't even make sense. Just get better dealers. How much money did he put into the like? This is futuristic as hell, man. X-ray spectacles
This is the
with a
name.
table to match.
This is the name of this episode, yo. X-ray spectacle.
With a table with a matching table.
Yo. Yo, and
And
every time
nobody found that suspicious. Why is his glasses the same color as the felt? As the felt on this.
and every yo, and every time they lose a hand, he always gotta pop his head out the door. The house always wins.
Bruh, just get better dealers, man. And he's like, yeah, I made millions. I want to know what he did with his bread, dog. Matter of fact, how much money is
You know
Chauncey
what he did with
Billups?
his bread.
That's why they got pictures on his ass.
You know what he did with his bread. He was like, he's been developing them shits. He saw that shit as a kid. He was like, if I ever make enough money, I'm going to make some X-ray specs. Oh man, that's crazy.
Dang, man. Pete Rose rolling in his grave.
Why? Because he didn't make him.
That and Chauncey Billups is in the Hall of Fame. He should be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he made $107 million in his NBA career.
And he used 106 of them to make that table in those X-ray
He
specs.
had to have. He had to have.
There's a lot of testing.
Bruh. I wonder if he tested it on like to see if they could, like back in the day, like everybody's like, okay, X-ray visions or X-ray goggles so you can see through women's clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the idea, and he was like, wait, wait.
I know. Yeah, he was like, I don't. He's like, all I got to do is show him my ring, and I can get it, and I can see him naked. How about I see the cards in your hand?
X-ray tables. But anyways,
Go
that was
on
fun.
talking about that shit.
We could literally make this whole podcast about that, but we got other things to talk about. So the uh, the NBA has opened up this weekend, despite the scandal that's been going on, and some great performances. Uh, Wemby playing great. Giannis is playing great. Steph has played great. Luka's played great, even though Lakers haven't really been winning. Um, I mean, there's been a lot of guys playing fantastic. I think, even today, uh, Lamelo Ball had like 38 points and 13 assists tonight. So like the first week of the NBA is kicked off.
Yeah, he got 38, 13, and 13.
Oh, okay, I didn't see triple double. Yeah, I mean the NBA is excited. Like we did the podcast last week. I was like, there's not really much I'm excited for, like looking into the season, but the games have been great. The performances have been great, and I've been enjoying watching the NBA so far this season. What have you thought about the beginning of the season? Um, who's like I know we both kind of agreed that SGA is likely going to get a back-to-back MVP, which he's been playing like it. But it does has anybody else's performance have you like rethink that or
Shoot. The Wemby. Yo, Wemby's been doing this thing. Um, well, honestly, besides Wemby, I'll say but I always want to wait until like a quarter of the season's over before I even make that before I even say anything about that. Because
yeah.
who is it? I forget. Boston is 0-3, and it was like I see it on Bleacher Report, and they got the alarms going off. Yeah, the alarm emoji.
Who
It's like
expected them to be good though?
it's like yeah, it's like
Payton Pritchard was their leading scorer in game one. Oh, no,
yo,
was it Payton Pritchard? I think no. What's the ball headed dude? Derek
Derek White.
White. Derek White. Like, yeah, you're not winning a lot of games if he's gonna be your leading scorer.
Yeah, how many games has Luca played?
I only know of two.
'Cause that dude averaging 46 points a game.
So it has been two. It has been just two. Because he scored 43 the first game and 49 the second game.
Yeah, what's it called?
SGA should be somewhere around there, right?
Yeah, SGA is at 40. Edwards has 36. Giannis and Tyrese Maxey are at 34. So Giannis is averaging 36 and no, yeah, 34 and 17.
Bro, you remember if he can put the winning together, he's a legit dark horse MVP.
What's it called? Yeah, they said Wemby's averaging 6 blocks per game. But
Bruh.
but my thing is I want to pause for me anyway. I'm gonna hold off until maybe after the the what's it called? The NBA Cup before I
Mm.
see where everything falls into place. Because like I said, they already got alarms going off for the Celtics having not won a game yet. It's like it's only been 3 games. Like let's chill the fuck out for let's chill the fuck out with all of that. It's like if they were 0-30 now, I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Or 0-13. It's like whoa, like what the hell's going on? I mean, what's you already got Jalen Brown rubbing off his hairline on another guy's
Bro, that's the
jersey.
best highlight I've seen all season.
Yo, how you rub off your hairline in a triple threat? That is
Bro,
crazy.
that should have been an offensive foul. Like, not like he actually
Like,
fouled
I'm
somebody.
offended.
Yes, this. Yes,
Nigga, you just rubbed off your enhancements.
bro, that's insane. He need better barber or not get his hair cut right before the game,
He got his hair cut in the locker room.
bro.
He was like, "Hey man, you got an extra card? I dropped mine on the way here."
Now you got to go back to that haircut you had when you first came in the league, when you had no hairline, you had no edge up, because something like that don't happen with that cut. Now you over here trying to be futuristic. They still haven't found out how to keep that shit on your hair.
Oh Jesus Christ, that is that is funny.
They're spraying charcoal on your forehead. What did you think was about to happen? Remember when Carlos Boozer had the Beijing
Yo,
dude had that shoe polish?
it's a Beijing. He got that Beijing from Taiwan. That's what the fuck he had.
Bro, he had that shoe polish on his joint. Him and Ray Lewis used to go crazy with the shoe polish.
I know, right? This is like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis got some Beijing with a spray of deer antler spray.
Ray Lewis a hoe for real, man. I saw he was on that dude Patrick Bet David's podcast saying like how he had to split off from Shannon Sharp because of the stuff that he was into and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, you ain't no real friend, dog. Shay
It's
was
like
down with you when you was when you was about to
when you
get
were
locked
accused of that
up.
double homicide.
Yeah. Bro, you about to do life, dog.
Saying
And
this like
bro,
yo,
something by your
exactly.
side. This dude gets some coochie, and you out here like, yeah, he ain't moving how I want him to move, so I'm good. Which we'll
Like,
get to some dudes being fake later, but yeah. So
yeah, well, I want to hold off until maybe after the NBA Cup before I hey, you know what? This person may take the throne or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I want to hold off for a little bit until that.
gotcha. So all right. So when it comes to the NFL, which I was feeling you what you when you were saying like, all right, there's a team that's green and white. They haven't won a game yet. I root for a team that wears green and white. They hadn't won a game yet, and they Justin Fields gets his first win when his opponent scores more than 20 points, and they did it for Nick. Nick Mangold. This was gonna be my parting shot. Nick Mangold passed away. In my opinion, now I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know a whole lot about how centers play the game, but Nick Mangold was the first center I ever paid attention to. So in my eyes, he's the greatest center I've ever seen play football. And I think he was supposed to be in the Hall of Fame, inducted in the Hall of Fame this season. Um, so he passed away right before he got his jacket. Um, I know he was known for having a glorious golden mane with a beard to match. Nick Mangold is the only person I've ever considered getting a jersey for that was an offensive lineman. He meant that much to one of the greatest offensive lines assembled in NFL history, in my opinion. Him and DeBrickashaw Ferguson, along with Faneca, that side of the line was absolutely unbelievable. And it's crazy, man, because he's not that much older than us. So it's like, man, life is so short. Like,
Yeah, it's 41. I'm 39.
yeah, yeah, man. May he rest in peace. I don't know if he had like if he was married or had children or
Yeah,
anything like
he
that.
was. What's
Um,
his name? Rex Ryan mentioned it this morning. Let's see. Yeah, Rex Ryan that talked about it. He was like, he said that he knew he was getting fired from the Jets, and Mangold was legitimately injured, and he walked up to Rex and said, "I'm playing in this game for you."
he's. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him. I wish like more of the Jets are from that time were doing things like podcasts and stuff like that, so we can hear those stories about him. Because when he was playing, everybody said nothing but great things about him. So, um, yeah, for me, he's my favorite offensive lineman of all time. Like, it's not even close. Like he's the only person that got me interested in watching offensive line play. He's the only reason why I pay attention to it now is because of him. So, and he wasn't even, and that was the draft. I was upset because I thought we were getting Reggie Bush that year. Instead, we got the two most important positions of an offensive line, and
Mhm.
it led us to two consecutive AFC Championship appearances. And the offensive line was really good up until Faneca retired, and we never just could get a replacement for him. But but yeah, it was it's tough, man. I loved you, Nick. I never knew you, never been to a game or anything like that, but um, you were one of my favorite players ever. And rest in peace. But to that, this is a weird segue because we're going to get into some drama, and that's Sean Payton, which they won today. They beat down the Cowboys, which makes me kind of happy. But Sean Payton took a shot at Russell Wilson. At least he said that he didn't. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he's pretty much saying he went to the ownership and of the Giants and was like, yeah, I wish they would have not made that move before and this, that, and the other. And we had that conversation weeks ago. And then Russ, claps back, says something back to him, takes a shot about the Bounty Gate situation, which was funny because he was exonerated of it. I'm pretty sure, but it was a good funny remark from Russell Wilson, and I like that the fact that Russell Wilson, like Tony Gonzalez said, he played himself out of the Hall of Fame. Richard Sherman talking crazy about him. It's like, bruh, stop. All right, enough with the diplomatic stuff, man. Like, start like coming at these dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, even though you weren't the best player on that Super Bowl winning team, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl without you. So they need to cut that out. They wouldn't have gotten the two Super Bowls without you. So they need to start. They need to start. They need to start giving Russ the respect that he deserves. But then Sean Payton turns around. He's like, "Oh, I wasn't talking about him, bruh. We all know you. Just own it, dog. Like I hate this dude so much, and I'm so pissed off because he is a great football coach and he's winning, and I don't want him to win. I need him to be fired. And I'm just like, bruh, like you're not fooling nobody. Nobody took it. Everybody who saw that before Russ even took his shot back believed it was about Russ. Because who else was the starting quarterback? Why didn't you say we wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I wish we didn't have to go up against Jackson Dart. Like, bruh, what do we I hate that dude, man. I really do hate him. What are your thoughts on that little exchange and Sean Payton and him being a hoe?
Look, Sean Payton been a hoe since what's it called? Since Bounty Gate. He been a hoe. What's it called? Let, let it go.
Like you won, dog. Like you got the quarterback you want, you got the team you want, you making the money you want. The quarterback that you got rid of is pretty much on the verge of retirement. Why are you still taking shots at him?
Yeah, because the dude is like, no, just let it go. You got your Bo Nix. Like, you got your Bo Nix. You get you like you Russell has moved on from you. You don't have to deal with. It's like you don't have to deal with coaching him in any way, shape, or form. Why the fuck do you feel like? I like that Russell did clap back because some people just need to. Some people need to understand. Like, yo, you ain't just gonna keep on running your mouth about me and think that I'm just gonna stay silent. It's
Yeah.
my thing is you lucky you said this after the game and not before the game because I might have to come see you. It's like remember the haircut. The fade means I'm gonna catch a fade.
This fade means it's something you can catch. You
Yo,
catch these unlimited hands.
Mr. Unlimited. He probably gonna say it just like that while he's hitting them. He's like, you feel these unlimited blows. It was like, what's and I don't know, but I know it's not the same. It's not on the same. It's Michael Bennett went on Eric Armstead's podcast, Third and Long, and they mentioned exactly this. And what's his name? And it was this, and they said with the Tony Gonzalez thing, saying that
Mhm.
he played himself out. Michael Bennett said if that was the case, it's like I think you said it too. He said if that was the case, then there's a bunch of that you might as well say that all the players that had played past their prime should have played themselves out of the Hall of Fame. If you're going to say that about Russell, you need to say that about everybody else who played
Yeah.
past their prime. It's
Yeah.
like what's it called? Um Cal Ripken Jr. ain't had no business being on no field. He,
Right.
but it was like, what was he doing?
Bruh.
Like he was not playing at an elite level when he broke that record, but nobody's saying he played himself out of the Hall of Fame. It's like, what's it called? How did you like what Bill Burr said? What did you when he asked that question, he asked the question, what do you think about Arch Manning? And he said, what do you think about what do you think about Joe Namath with the Rams? It's like that's exactly it's like nobody saying that Joe Namath didn't belong in the Hall of Fame or um
Actually, I
Johnny
think you don't
U
believe
yeah,
it.
or Johnny U playing for the Chargers at the end of his career that they didn't belong in the that he played themselves out of the Hall of Fame. It's like y'all just want to push this narrative because for whatever, especially Gonzalez. Like, why did you feel the need to say something about him? You never played with him. Yeah, y'all were never teammates. So why did you feel like you needed to open your mouth and say he might have played himself out? Were you do you really feel that way, or were you pandering to Richard Sherman, who's been butthurt ever since they lost that Super Bowl? It was like I'm glad he says I think this is a start. Russell said
There
something.
needs to be the start. It needs
Yes,
to be.
Russell said something to Peyton. He need to say something to Richard. And I hope yeah, nah, I don't think the Giants ain't playing another I don't think they're playing another Thursday night game this year because I know Richard Sherman is on that Thursday night broadcast. And it's like if they played Thursday night again, Russell should run up on him like how Steve Smith ran up on a Jerry Judy. It was like Rich is like there's a brawl that ensued. Richard Sherman's getting his ass whooped. He's getting dragged by his hair across the field. Russell Wilson said he would just, and then Russell Wilson is in the said, "What did you do to Richard Sherman?" It's like, yo, I just wanted to talk to him. It was like I just wanted him to be part of the coin toss, but it just so happened that he fell. And his hair got caught in my hand, and I didn't realize that I was dragging 200 pounds of person behind me.
Yeah, like yeah. I just really hate him, like Sean Payton. That is like, bro, like nobody took it. And he's like, oh, if I was just talking about their quarterback situation. What was their quarterback situation? Why didn't you say? And why did you even feel like you had to say that about Jackson Dart? Y'all won the game
Yeah.
because he didn't play well down the stretch. Like, so what are you talking about? You were so terrified of this guy. Now I can say him saying like, "Yo, like we talked. I wanted this to be like a, get back at Russ kind of game." But it's like, but again, at the end of the day, why do you feel anything about it? You're the one who won the transaction. You didn't coach him the whole season. You benched him. You embarrassed him. You got him off the team. He played solid for the first like 7 or 8 games that he played with the Steelers. Then he started falling apart. Then he's now on another team in which he didn't play well for the first 3 games. Where people are saying that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame anymore because of how poorly he's performed. So why is it that you felt like you needed to go to the media to say that? You knew what the hell you were doing. You're not a stupid guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I've loved Drew Brees. He's my favorite quarterback of all time. F Sean Payton. I don't care how much of a contributing factor he might have been to Drew Brees' career. F him. That's how I feel about him. All right. So I didn't want to bring this up because it was kind of old news, but now Stephen A. Smith is on this podcast tour again everybody's asking about the LeBron situation because he never talked about it publicly except I think he went on the pivot and then he talked about it and I forgot. I forgot what I want to say. He
Did he
talked
talk
about.
about it on his own podcast?
He talked about it on First Take. He didn't talk about it in his own podcast. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
But my issue. The reason why I brought this up is because in the same week, Russell Wilson said he wasn't with the fake stuff.
Mm.
And like he didn't really rock with LeBron because he felt like LeBron was fake.
Mm.
And so, and everybody, when you're a real one, everybody respects you for that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because of how Russell Westbrook is, everybody's kind of taking his like. There's nobody who's come out to defend LeBron saying like, yeah, he's the same guy on and off the court, or in the media versus off the media, like. And Stephen A. Smith had mentioned some of the same things, but when Russell West like. Stephen A. Smith never necessarily called him fake, but he has like alluded to it throughout their careers, from his career, in a couple of occasions. But Russ and Stephen A. Smith isn't considered a real one amongst a lot of people because sometimes some of the things that he says may sound like he's cooning and things of that nature. Russell Westbrook saying it carries a whole different weight. And it's just like, okay, C.A. Smith went on the Mellow podcast, 7 p.m. at Brooklyn. And he Melo didn't really say much to him about like how he felt about Melo or LeBron and things of that nature. And he was like, I don't like him, but he didn't say anything too outlandish. But people were like, oh, like Melo shouldn't have let him like say all that. That's supposed to be your man's and this and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But Melo, the one thing Melo had the opportunity to do that he didn't do was be like, oh yeah, like he's this way. He Stephen A. virtually called him two-faced.
Mm-hmm.
And Melo wasn't like, nah, I can't let you say that about him. Which I've had seen Melo interject when people say things that are just like blatantly false.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and then also when you look at LeBron and the relationships that he had throughout his career, you're not really seeing a whole lot of people like connect with him in that kind of way. You don't see Chris Bosh talk about how great of a teammate he was and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
You hear everybody talk about how great of a player he was, but not necessarily like the type of teammate he was. Like they don't speak like, even like as much as Scottie Pippen tried to do this like Jordan hate tour, nobody believed him because he spent 30 years talking about how great of a teammate he was.
Yeah.
You don't get that with LeBron. I'm pissed off at Mario Chalmers because I've been waiting for this tell-all book for 10 years. And
No, he does have he's been telling all that he got a book. That's that. I think that's the misconception. He's been telling all that he has a book, but I don't think he has a tell-all book.
no, he's never said anything about having a book. I just assumed that once he retired, he was going to drop a book about how crappy of a teammate LeBron was. The fact that he left the Miami Heat from what they were building off of chocolate chip cookies is insane. But I get it.
Yeah,
Pat Riley.
you a whole ass nigga for that.
Pat Riley was kind of digging at him, so I get it. It's just like, bro, I'm the greatest player in the world. I don't got to deal with this. But like, LeBron being fake, we know he never watched a minute of The Godfather. We know he never read a page of the Malcolm X book. We've seen him volunteer lies for at least 15 years.
Voluntel.
Because we don't even know why he's lying. We don't even know what, like, oh, what did you read? Bruh, you could have just mentioned something you saw in the Malcolm X movie and it's probably in the book.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you learn about the book? Yeah, he's just real smart. Bruh, you said the most generic, unread thing of all
Yo,
time.
fuck trying to get the lowest hanging fruit. He just picked that shit up off the ground.
Bruh, he can't reach. He can't reach.
Yo.
Reaching up is crazy. You got it. It's easier. It's easier. Like,
So you could have been like, yo, I remember when Malcolm X regretted rejecting the white lady when she said, "What can she do? Can she do to help?" When he went to Harvard to talk to speak, you could have said that shit.
bro, he could have said something. It was probably going to be in the book. It was because now everybody every time we see you with the book, you on the first page. Like why are you putting on this facade? Like, you know what I'm saying?
At least AJ Brown was reading.
At least AJ Brown was reading. Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you bought this book so you can show it off. Like it's just like, and so that's where like when it comes to LeBron, like I've never been a LeBron fan. I think he's an excellent basketball player though, but I've never been a LeBron fan. And not necessarily because he has this fake persona. It's just like he really wants validation. And like when the Miami Heat, like when he got with the Heat and they were like villains, and people was like, oh, like he was like trying to play the villain role and he just couldn't because it just wasn't him. It's just like, yeah, because you wanted validation, so it's just like you played the villain role so you can try to get validation. Your fans are gonna be your fans no matter what, as we can tell. Like people like keep saying LeBron's the greatest player of all time, no matter how much evidence you put in front of him that he's not. Your fans gonna be your fans. So it's just like, oh well. I don't know why you see validation so much. So it's just like with what Stephen A. Smith said, with what Russell Westbrook said, the fact apparently there's been rumors. Of course, we know that things soured with with Kyrie Irving. Apparently, um, apparently things were getting sour between him and Anthony Davis, and that rumored to what have led to the trade, even though he necessarily didn't. I've heard there's some validity for him not knowing about Anthony Davis was about to be traded, but it's their relationship that led to him getting traded. So it's just like, bruh. And then of course nobody believed him when was like, yeah, but it's just like, you did all these things, you say all these things, you're making these maneuvers behind the scenes, and it's just like, bruh. So I don't know if you got a chance to see any of those things, but what do you think about like people calling LeBron for being essentially two faced?
I mean, my thing is this. Look, I don't. It's like the with the whole Stephen A. thing. It's like you still for me, you're still butthurt about what happened on national TV, or but yeah, when LeBron came at you about what it is that you said, like you're still like you're still butthurt about that. It's been like what? And well, it hasn't been a year yet, but
No, it's been a while. I mean, it's during last season, so and they didn't make it wasn't during the playoffs, so
yes, it hasn't been. But it was late in the year,
yeah,
so
it's been a while. It's been too long for this to be coming back up.
yeah, it's like you're like move on because this is because I was hearing that, yeah, like you said with the Kyrie situation, it was like, supposedly LeBron was trying to trade Kyrie to get Chris Paul to get Chris Paul on the Cavs. Um, I, I know he'd be like you said, he'd be volunteering, like lying for no apparent reason. I don't know about the two faced thing because it's like if that's the way that he is, he got to live with that. He clearly don't care if he's portrayed as such. It's not like he's trying to defend himself on that front. It's not like a lot of other people are trying to defend him or trying to say that he's not. I think just like when he went to, I think he's embracing the villain role again, like he did when he first went to Miami. So I don't think he really cares too much about it.
I think because he went on after that whole thing happened. He goes on Pat McAfee the next day,
And then says whatever
and so people was like, "Oh, like LeBron don't talk about Stephen A. Smith." He did. He went on the network to talk about him,
and made sure to let everybody know about that shit.
and it's just
And it's
like
like it's strategic because because didn't was Pat McAfee's show aired right after First Take?
it airs right after first take finishes. So it's just like, bro, you did that on like, and this is why Chris Bosh needs to be more respected because Chris Bosh went to Skip Bayless's face and was like, "We done with that name calling."
Mm.
Now he didn't say it as like, but he was like, "Oh, if you play better, like I'll stop calling you that." Guess what? Chris Bosh didn't play no different. Skip Bayless stopped calling him that.
Yep. Because when the disrespect is there, I'm gonna have to press you on that because all I got is my name and my reputation.
Yeah,
Your turn, yeah, you hear insulting me. It's like Stephen A. and Kwame Brown. Kwame didn't really use his voice up until now, but it was like I think he went to Stephen A. and told him that he had an issue with he was like he had an issue for years about the way that he was talking about him. It was like
I mean Stephen A. Smith cooked him though. Like he just put up a highlight reel and was like 5 minutes of Kwame Brown highlights, and they weren't high at all. Like I just Kwame Brown was a pathetic basketball player. So it's just like him complaining about it. But that was when Kwame was just going at everybody. But like, because even when I agree Gilbert Arenas, him and Gilbert Arenas had, I don't think Kwame Brown ever went on anything that I think he's only talked about Stephen A. Smith. I don't think they've ever had like a conversation either face to face or via Zoom or anything like that. So I ain't about to give Kwame Brown no credit. Um, Chris Bosh went right to the bro. Went on his because that was when it was Skip Bayless' show still. Went right on his show and was like, "What's up?" Jalen Rose went right on his show and was like, "What's up?" So it's just like now, even though he wasn't necessarily talking about Jalen Rose, but well, actually, it's funny because when he actually kind of did kind of go at Jalen Rose like he did with Shannon Sharp end up years later, and Jalen Rose hit the infamous water pistol Pete, and they had a whole episode the next day about it. Like he was so hurt, he had to tell his story. We don't care.
we don't care.
1.4 points a game.
Real
You
ball.
play on the JV. I didn't even know JV seniors could play on JV team.
He's welcome to Score Society. Real ballers know. Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, what
yeah.
does
I
it
just
say
think
about Melo?
about what it to me. What it says about Melo is that I don't know how can I defend this because you may be right.
Like, I wonder if Melo has some kind of animosity or disdain with LeBron from how the Lakers situation went,
I wouldn't be surprised.
and that's why, like, it's like, all right, we boys, but we ain't that tight no more over that.
Yeah, and that might actually be the case because it's like you want to play. He's like you want to play with me for so long, and then when we get together, you basically is like basically I got relegated to some bullshit.
Yeah,
You didn't really defend me, like talking about. You know what? I wonder if I always wondered if Carmelo felt the same way about. Wait, did Carmelo play with Chris Paul in in Houston?
think so.
'Cause I wonder if he felt that way about. I wonder if he feels that way about Chris Paul after they cut Carmelo, basically making them the scapegoat in Houston before he ended up going to Portland.
That's a good question. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's like he'll fuck
'Cause
with no banana boat niggas except for Dwayne
yeah,
Wade.
him and Dwayne Wade still rock with each other. We've seen, and then also Carmelo has like a podcast. I just thought about this. Carmelo has a podcast. Why would you jump on Pat McAfee's show to talk about Stephen A. when you could have hopped on your supposed best friend's podcast to talk about Stephen A. And he was like making like Stephen A. Smith mentioned like a racial thing, which I didn't understand because he was like, he always goes at black guys. Like he went at Windhorse for God knows why. Windhorse been talking about
Windhorse has
Windhorse
been on your side.
and Windhorse didn't even take the like liberty because I'm sure Windhorse knows a lot more about LeBron than most people. And when LeBron went at him, he could have easily been like, okay, I'm gonna drop some dirt on you. And he was like, no, nah. And Windhorse was like, I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for LeBron.
It was like Windhorse been on your side, like he's on your payroll, and you decided to disrespect him. Why? It's like he wants to embrace the villain role again.
And it's like, bro, we don't care. You're not the GOAT. That's it. Like, no matter how hard you try, you're not that. Great player. You're not that. We watch Michael Jordan. Anybody who's watched Michael Jordan play basketball and seen what he's done to people, if you believe that somebody else is the GOAT, you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what you're looking at. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. You don't know what you're looking at. You just think for some reason athleticism and strength is what makes you the greatest player of all time. It's not. It's not playing for 45 years trying to accumulate numbers either. It's dominance. LeBron had no such thing. And it's just like, I don't know, because I saw like Cam Newton talk about it, but I didn't see what he actually said. But the headline made it seem like he was going at Melo. Um, but like, I just, like I said, Melo was just like, hey, I want y'all to get in the room, have a conversation, da da da. And he didn't really push back at Stephen A. lot. I guess it was just like say his piece. Stephen A. Smith did say he wasn't going to talk about it anymore, but people, now he's been on a few podcasts lately. People have been asking about it, so he's like, I interview people for a living. I'm not going to run from no questions. So you got to respect that portion of it. So it's not necessarily his fault that he's talking about it. It's the podcaster's fault that he's talking about it because he's not running from the question and they're asking about it all these months later.
Yeah.
And Pete, so I heard on the Jeff T podcast, dude B Hane, he was like, he felt like it's like keeping him relevant. But I'm like, Stephen A. Smith is always relevant. He's the most relevant guy in the sports media. So I don't think he needs LeBron's help for that. There's plenty of, and LeBron's not even playing right now. We're not talking about LeBron. Luke is the one who's averaging 46.
Yeah. And LeBron ain't coming back for another 2 weeks.
I heard it's supposed to be a month, so maybe about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, I think what Russell Westbrook, him kind of not necessarily co-signing Stephen A. Smith, but the report of him saying like he didn't like the fake stuff from LeBron. I think that just confirms what Stephen A. Smith said, and then a lot of people not really like you don't really hear a lot of people speak highly of him as a teammate, unless they're just now releasing those clips. But like, I don't know, man. Shout out to the GOAT, Michael Jordan, for being on NBC and him saying that he hasn't touched a basketball in years. and he was nervous to make a free throw, and he switched that thing. That boy can't help but be clutch. 62 years old, still clutch, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up today. Zero, what's your parting shot?
Oh, my parting shot is these fan versus haters thing has to stop. The latest episode I watched was a guy who was defending Kyrie Irving and his and basically, and no matter what the topic was, this motherfucker just kept on mentioning Kyrie hitting that shot. I'm tired. Like, if your biggest argument is, he said that LeBron wouldn't be relevant if Kyrie doesn't hit that shot. It's like everything was Kyrie hit the shot. Kyrie hit the shot. It's like dude even said if Kyrie was Jordan's size, that he would be the greatest player of all time. He was like, oh, he wouldn't be so injury prone if he was 4 inches taller and 30 pounds heavier. It's like big guys get hurt. What the fuck are we talking about? But what do I know? I was like, if you're gonna do if you're gonna do this type of thing, make sure that the guy who's actually gonna be defending the player actually knows what the fuck they're talking about
Bruh,
versus just picking a guy because he's the biggest fan. I don't give a shit how big of a fan
he's
he is.
not
If
he's
you
not
know
that big of a
nothing,
fan. He's not that big of a fan because he would know more.
yeah,
You're a plant. You're a
it's like
plant.
the it's like just like stop picking these folks just because they're a fan of this player and they have a social media presence. Like not like get somebody who knows the game, who knows his game, knows what the fuck they talking about, instead of just being like the topic is, oh, he would be the greatest of all time if he was Michael Jordan's size. What makes you think that he would be the greatest? I mean, he made the greatest shot in NBA history. That's your argument? The shot? Like it's like, all right, man. All right. One shot means that because they even said like Kyrie has been the highest he's ever been on all NBA was his second team. The be in what's it called? Because I think he said that that Kyrie was more skilled. Somebody asked if leadership was a skill. He said, "Is grabbing rebounds, playing defense, and leadership, are those all skills?" And dude said he don't care about none of those. He think Kyrie is the most skilled because he can dribble really well and because he made the shot.
Well, I mean, I don't even know why anybody would say that. When people talk about most skilled, they're not talking about any of those things. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to bring that
yeah,
up.
but he was like, but they said Kyrie has never gotten an MVP vote ever. It's like and dude thinks that Kyrie will win another championship before he retires. He was like, and somebody broke it down and said everything that Kyrie went through in order for him to get the one championship that he did were all the dude said that they were all anomalies. What's his name? Bogut getting hurt. What's his name? Draymond getting suspended. LeBron and Kyrie having to average LeBron and Kyrie basically averaging 30 plus in the last three games. It was like Kyrie is injury prone. Kyrie hasn't won a championship since he left the Cavaliers. He wasn't very good. Yeah, he wasn't on a championship caliber team before LeBron showed up. It was like all these things in history work against him, and you think an older Kyrie getting off of what's it called? ACL surgery is going to win another championship at some point in the future. It was like, all right, man. It's like, look, all you have is the shot. After that, then what? Because remember, he went to Boston, said that he was going to stay in Boston, and then ended up leaving Boston right after he said that he was going to stick around in Boston. Like, you can't even trust that he's going to stick with the teams that he's with. But whatever. But it's like, all right, that's cool. Just find people who actually know what they're talking about before you start filming, because all this does is make him look like a jackass. But that's my parting shot. Jubilee or whoever does this shit, pick somebody who actually knows their stuff before you start filming.
Well, Jubilee does on the opposite end. They get an expert and they go up against 20 dummies. But the all right, so my parting shot is again going back to Nick Mangold. Rest in peace. You know, again, my favorite offensive lineman of all time, my favorite center of all time, in my opinion, the greatest center of all time. Shouts to the Jets for finally getting a win. Um, it was sad. It is sad. Um, you know, my prayers go out to his family. I heard that it was he actually asked for a kid, so for the Jets fan base for a kidney, maybe a few days or before he passed away. And I'm like, bruh, that's rough. Like that's so rough, you know. That nobody could do that for him, save his life. Jeez. But yeah, um, so yeah, man, just take care of yourselves, do your best. I'm not saying that Nick Mangold didn't take care of himself. Just do your best to stay as healthy as possible, people, man. Life is short, and it's a beautiful thing that we have here that God has blessed us with, man. So rest in peace to Nick Mangold. We'll see you on the other side. And that's it for the Between Brothers podcast. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.